Okay, we are given this diagram and we're asked to find the equation of line L1. Okay, before I will solve this, we can use the option to know the possible answer. So the first thing we have to notice, this is line, this is the y-intercept. At y-intercept, x is 0. So here, this is the y-intercept. And x is 0. So meaning if you substitute the value of x in any of this, it must give us the value of 10 for it to be the equation of this line. So looking at this, you see that this is off. This gave us negative. So these two, they are positives. So that's the first thing. We are using elimination before I will now solve the actual equation. Secondly, the slope of a line like this, a line that slopes this way, is positive, while the one that slopes this is negative. So looking at this, like this is negative slope. So if we call slope m, this m2, this is negative, and m1 will be positive. So looking at this, you see that which one is positive and negative. So you see that this is negative, so it's off. So the possible answer is B or D. So let's now solve the actual equation. We are given a quadratic function, and we know that the important point in a graph is the x and y intercepts. So this is very important, this point, and this. And we know in s-intercepts, y is 0. Means y is 0. So we're going to substitute also x-intercept. So we're going to substitute the value of y to be 0 indeed, because the equation of this curve is y equals 4 minus x squared. So we're going to solve. So looking at this, we have y equal to 4 minus x. So substituting it as 0. So when y is 0, let's get the values of x. 0 equal to 4 minus x squared, which is 2, difference of 2 squared. 4 is 2 squared, so 2 minus x, 2 plus x. So our answer, the product of two numbers to be 0, means one of them must be 0. So we either the first one, so 2 minus x 0, or 2 plus x 0. So we have that x is minus 2 and plus 2. That's plus or minus 2. So we know that this is positive, so this is plus, while this is negative. So we've gotten the x-intercept. Here for the y-intercept, x is 0. So we're going to substitute the value of x to be 0 here. So substituting x as 0, we get 4. So because for us, why I have to get this, we want to get the equation of this line L2. We now relate it to L1. And as you can see, they are perpendicular. The two lines are perpendicular. And from our geometry, coordinate geometry, the product of two slopes, if the product is -1, implies that the two are perpendicular. So that's the knowledge we're going to use here. So but first, let's get the slope of L2. We are looking for slope of L1, meaning m1 is now -1 over m2. So once we know the slope of m2, we know m1. Using this, I told you the product of the slope of two lines to be negative means that they are perpendicular. So let's get the equation of this line. So using our slope intercept, which is y equals ms plus c, where m is slope and c is y-intercepts. So we now have that y from this we can get the slope. Slope is changing y over changing x. So this changing y, you know this is perpendicular, changing y over changing x, so which is 4 minus 0 over, so we have 4 minus 0, that's changing y over changing x, which is 0 minus 2x, plus our y-intercept. As you can see, the y-intercept of this line is 4. So our equation is minus y equal to minus 2x plus 4. From what I've just said, that once a line slants this way, the slope is negative. As you can see, the slope is minus 2. So with that, we can get the slope of m1, substituting the value as minus 2. So we have minus 2. So the slope of m1 is 1 over 2. So using that same knowledge again, y equals ms plus c, where c is the y-intercept. The y-intercept for this L1 is 10. So our answer, the equation of L1 is now, so for L1, the equation now, therefore, is y equals, our slope, as you can see, is half. So we have half x plus the intercept, which is 10. So this is our answer. As you can see, the answer is option B. So I started by using elimination. Why I did not choose this is because we have not enough info. So we cannot just choose this. So that was why I solved this. So this is just the knowledge of intercepts, x and y intercepts, and perpendicular lines. That's condition for two lines to be perpendicular. Thank you.